So the Twitter handle is just Boxee Box. That's the hashtag.
Okay, thanks all for coming. I'm Mayor, and here we go. And in 2007, we were all kind of sitting in our homes, and we were 5 guys that started, and we had computers hooked up to our TVs, and we were pretty excited about it and geeked out, but we also thought that we could do better. So we quit our jobs and we started Boxee. And initially, when we started the company, we said we'll build a box. So we'll build like a cool, powerful box that you connect to your TV and you can do all that stuff that you want to do on the TV. Watch movies and TV shows and music and photos and all that stuff. And we went out to raise money, very confident, and then everybody told us we're crazy and we shouldn't be building boxes. And we agreed at the end that we're crazy, and we said we're a software company now. We're not going to build boxes. We don't know hardware. And we raised the first round of funding here in New York. And we launched an alpha version of our product and got people excited. And then we said, well, the alpha is pretty good. We really want to have a box out there. And in 2009, we kind of said very publicly we were looking for a box partner. We got an email from Dealing saying that they'll be interested in building a Boxee box together with us. And we said, let's do it. And 2010, we actually showed a prototype at CES. Got great reviews. We're very excited, and then we hit some delay, as some of you know, but now we're here. Okay, so the Boxee box is coming. When we started the company, one of the things that we figure really sucks is the user experience. So we went out to a company called Method in San Francisco and had them design not only the logo that we love, but also a first version of our UI before we had written a line of code. We decided that we're going to work with a group called XBMC, that's an open source group spread around the world, and we wanted to take XBMC and bring it to the masses, and we thought we can create a new type of user experience, a social user experience. And I don't think those ever saw the light of day, but it's kind of what made us start with the alpha version. And you know how it works with design. You get one thing, the version that came out actually looked very different. But that was the initial idea. Then in 2008, we went to Amsterdam and we got together with all the XBMC folks. We're about 30 people. Most of them met for the first time there. And we got our photo taken. We engaged in some illegal activities. And there was an unfortunate event that I won't get into. But we launched the version, the alpha. And then we engaged another company also in San Francisco called Astra Studios. And these guys, they designed the Xbox 360 and a bunch of Nike watches, and really loved what they were doing. And we came to them and said, we want to build a box, but we don't have much money in terms of paying you guys. So we gave them equity, so they're an investor, and we love them, and we think they're very gifted, and they came up with a bunch of ideas for boxes. So those are, world first, exclusive, whatever you call it, but never seen before. So that was one idea for a box. And that was another idea for a box. We like the idea of a pedestal. As you can see, we never kind of thought about doing yet another pizza box. And that's another one that we really liked. And we thought that we're actually going to build this one. So we built something like it, and this was the prototype of the remote. So that was the first idea about having a full QWERTY keyboard on the back. Since then, it's been copied by many, but we're the first one. I guess after the airlines, right? They had keyboards on their phones. But we were the first one to do it for TV. And that's the actual prototype. This remote right here, I think, costs like $50,000. I don't know who has it. And that was the flip side. We wanted to have an LCD. At the end, we decided it's too expensive, whatever. And this ugly beast was actually the first prototype, working prototype. We took a computer and we just took it apart and put it together in this box, and it was black. And that was the first prototype of Boxee, a working prototype running Linux with our software on it, and it kind of worked. that's when we went around to investors and told them, look what we've made, we have a box, you know, it's not just talk, they still didn't give us money. CES has always been great for us. So this is actually a picture from 2010 at CES. But 2009, when we went there, we actually won a competition. There was a CES competition for promising startups or whatever, and we won $50,000 and a booth. Those $50,000 are the only revenues we had to date. It was our peak. And we learned a few things at least that was our first CES. We learned that we shouldn't be putting together booths on our own. You know, the stuff that you see behind is, we built it, was really, it wasn't great. So that's one lesson that we learned. The other is we learned was about the clubs in Vegas and alcohol consumption, and we also learned about that was kind of our first coming out party, and we had like 30 people coming from the cable association or something, like CTOs of cable companies, and then they sent the CMOs and the strategy people, and we were talking with all of them about Boxee, and since then, one of the lessons that we haven't learned was to keep our mouth shut. But, that was the first CES. That was the second one. I think you saw some pictures on the slides. CES 2010 has been amazing for us. We went in with dealing. We got so much love. It was amazing. And then we came with this prototype at CES. We always had an issue with the size. Like, people think it's, the Boxee box is like a huge subwoofer. It's actually obviously pretty small, but we never posted this picture, I guess. And together with that new box that we showed at CES, we showed a beta version of the software. That's what you know today if you know Boxee. So we made extreme changes to the user interface. We kept social up front. We introduced the TV shows. We introduced new ways to browse apps. And then unfortunately we hit a delay. So we switched platforms from NVIDIA to Intel, and that was a bit painful for us in terms of the amount of time it took. But I guess here we are today. That's the box taken apart. Tom loves doing it. It's actually pretty nifty engineering that goes inside to make all of that fit. So here we are today. All right. Okay. Okay, so it's live. I'm doing it from here. We'll do it live! So, what we try to do is we try to really simplify the home screen of Boxee, so it's less overwhelming for somebody to just turn on the TV. So we try to really take away stuff from the home screen as much as we can. We're using this section right here to recommend stuff that we think people will love. So that would be movies or shows or applications from partners or whatever Andrew actually thinks is cool. And then we made it very easy for people to access the main sections of Boxee. So first one is friends. We feel that one of the things that is very common with people sitting down on couches is they don't know what they want to watch necessarily. So going into your friends section and seeing what your Boxee friends have shared with you or what people on Twitter have shared with you, we think makes perfect sense. So basically, if you put in your Twitter account or Facebook account, anytime that somebody that you follow posts a video, you can see it right here, and we think that's a great way to waste time. Lots of time. Yeah. And then another thing that we've done is we introduced this new menu. And this menu, there's a menu button on the remote that brings up the menu. You can get to the main sections of user experience. You can also, there's a search bar right there, so you can search as well, and I'll show you off soon. You can also quickly get to your watch later list. So this is a big change that we've made. Instead of calling it queue, we're calling it watch later. Yeah. What you can see in your watch later queue is you can see all the stuff that you decided that you want to watch. So that could be a video that you came across when you were just browsing Boxee and you just clicked add to my watch later list. Or it could be a show that you're following. If you said that if you favorited the show, then whenever there's a new episode online, that will appear for you in your watch later list queue. And the other thing that you can do is if you go online with your browser, you can use a small bookmark bit and just mark stuff to watch later, and it all will appear for you in your queue. I think that if you just want to browse the web, like go to read something or whatever, check on your stock or email or Twitter, we don't think going to a web browser as we know it today on your computer or tablet or mobile phone actually makes much sense. We think you're better off doing it on your computer or tablet or mobile phone. The idea of Boxee is that you can watch anything that is out there on the web. So part of it is it's not like wrapped up really nicely in the UI, and you cannot like click once and just play it in full screen like we've done before. Then having that freedom to go and launch a browser and just go to your URL and click on something and play it and interact with it, we think that's great as a fallback. So we built this WebKit browser together with Intel, and we think it's pretty good. Probably can do a better job. You move around the cursor just with the up, down, left, right, select. It works. It's not beautiful, but you can play whatever you want. That's kind of cool. Well, the other thing we've done is redesigned a little bit our browse screens. So as you go into the movies section, you can see that the UI is much cleaner and simpler. There's less buttons, and you can just navigate around your movies. And we have this amazing partnership with Voodoo that is owned by Walmart. And you can see that there's over 9,000 movies in the library now. Some of them are available for rental, some of them to buy, some of them are ad-supported. And when you click on a movie, it will tell you where you can get it from and for how much. So if I'll click on Voodoo, it will actually install and launch the Voodoo application. Yeah, we love Voodoo. They're amazing. I mean, their HD format looks perfect on a 1080p TV. They do not up to 9 megabit streams, I think. They do surround. It works perfect. So we're very excited about this partnership. The other thing we've done with the menu is we try to make it much easier to navigate around. So if I'll go to movies and then I'll go to genres, you can see that I can get away from opening the menu on the left side or going through something that is really complicated. I can just go and choose where I want to get movies from, and I can sort by what's most popular or what was recently added, and it's all really quick, one click away always with the menu. Same goes for TV shows. So you go into a TV show, and you can see all the seasons and all the episodes. So you can see where, how many seasons are available and what episodes. And if you mark something as favorites, which is right there on the right, then it will appear for you in your watch later. So that's the TV show section. Comes applications. Again, use the same clean UI. You can go to your favorites. To tell you the truth, we think that the idea of apps kind of sucks. We don't think that it makes sense that every TV platform out there is going to have its own SDK that is open for developers to create apps. And we definitely don't want the future of TV to be about two proprietary platforms that you write apps on and creates a bunch of islands that are not searchable or shareable or linkable or meshable. So we'd much rather prefer a future where apps are based on HTML. And Boxee now supports HTML5 apps. Essentially, people just recreate their websites in design that makes sense for 10 foot. Is that if you're a content owner, you can create your HTML app once, and then it works on any TV. So we hope that's where it's going.